a another raw episode of Plain and Simple where we keep it plain and simple. On
Yeah.
today's podcast, we have one of our specialist guests. We have Izabel, that was mentioned in the first episode, a cosmetology student, an up and coming person, doing pretty good now. So, see, today
Thank you.
we got a very deep episode. This was one that I didn't think I was gonna be doing this early in the series, but
It happened.
it came in chapter 1, episode 3. Yeah, you're probably gonna be episode 3. Episode 4 should have been episode 1, but we poked too much. But hopefully episode 4 does go through. But watch. Let's start off slowly so that people get to meet you first,
Mhm.
and then we'll get into some of the deep stories.
Okay.
But little by little, I don't think we're gonna talk about how we met. We'll keep
Uh-huh.
that out of this
We'll keep
podcast.
it. Yeah.
We'll wait another 2 or 3 years for
Yeah.
that.
That'll be a crazy story one day.
One day.
One day.
We'll-
That'll come out. That would be like a whole story to story.
When we agree, we'll plan
Yeah.
that one day.
Yeah. That'll be a time that we'll do that one.
So why'd you get into cosmetology? What made you choose that route?
My main reason on why I got like really into cosmetology was because I don't know, like I just love to be able to make people feel good about themselves. Like even with guy cuts too, I feel like you guys get a bunch of confidence like as soon as you get out. That was my thing, is trying to give people that boost that they don't give themselves.
Damn, that's not a bad route. I mean, it's a lot of good money in that little industry. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I mean, even they gotta do 3 years of school at least over here.
Very traumatizing, but I mean, fuck it, free license. I don't gotta pay for that shit.
I mean, I got a little bit of knowledge of that room. Little bit of knowledge, if you guys know, you know.
A little too much knowledge in there, guys. Not the mirror of him.
Miss Ritter thought she was gonna get rid of me. Nah,
I pops you up for a haircut. Nah, stop. She still remembers Jackie's name. Oh,
nah, she knows her name. We mentioned her a lot in the
oh
first
yeah, that's
episode.
true. Sorry.
In the second episode, but there was no reason to. But in the first episode, I mean, she had a lot of stories with us, so that's why we mentioned her. But
Yeah,
in
but
this
this is
third
just because
episode, I
the
mean,
teacher remembers you.
hilarious. Alright. Let's get a little bit more crazier.
Okay.
What are your goals in life? Your motivation? What's pushing you?
Oh, my motivation right now, like that's keeping me going. Low key is like one, our friendship and my family. That's my main thing is just for my nieces to see me prosper even like through the tough times. Like they just see me like keep pushing. And then like with you is because I know we both have to push on both of our ends. So I feel like it's challenging each other, you know? Like, hey, you gotta keep it up and I gotta keep it up together.
Yeah. One thing that I see a lot of people happens in high school is quitting sports. Why did you quit sports?
My Not mine, I did have like a real good passion for my sports and it was volleyball, guys. And in that, like I did have a lot of joy. I took out a lot of anger and frustration into it and it just like was my thing, but my main part was my mom that made me like lose interest in it. Not because of her specifically, but not having her was like fuck, like that was a girl who was always there for me, you know, standing there like cheering on even if I was losing. Like she was there. So after noticing that I wasn't gonna have that no more, like it was just like I'm here just cause. So that's when I was just like, you know what, fuck it. And they have told me to like go back in and I have wanted to, but just the team right now, the quality and like the friendships that are in there is just not like I wouldn't even want to be in there just to even be there.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I think a lot has changed after our last group of seniors left.
Yeah.
Honestly, a lot has.
It always happens, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Once the OGs leave, it's like
I,
sometimes the youngins can't step up and do their part of the story.
I think it got really childish once I left. I felt like it was just really dumb, like for family. Like it wasn't a sport no more. It was like more drama instead of a sport.
Alright, let's get into a funny story.
Okay.
You remember the day we were at the kermes?
That. Guys, that was so random too.
Watch. I was with my ex. She was with her ex. But they don't know that we know each other.
And the worst part is, so me and Gio have known each other, but we had like stopped talking. Was one because I wanted to respect his relationship, and of course because he wanted to respect his girlfriend. So our contact was very little. Like even if we saw each other at school, like we wouldn't really say hi or nothing. So the time that I bumped into him, I was with my homegirl and my ex. And it was so random because I just turned around and I saw him and I was like, oh shit, like I'm not gonna say nothing. I see my ex do the biggest turn ever and go to his girlfriend and I was like, oh, we're doing it, we're doing it.
They're cousins. That's a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah,
Like
they
my
really, we
ex
didn't
and him
know.
were cousins,
I
and
did not
like
know.
I knew, so I was like, God, this is about to happen, isn't it? And then when we walked up to each other, like we all said hi, right? And when it comes to turn for us to say hi, we're like the most awkward people
Yeah,
out
like
there.
Loki was kind of like, fuck, do we dab each other or do we hug each other? Like it was just did we dab each other or we hugged each other? I Loki
Nah,
forgot
we
that.
dapped up each other.
Yeah,
Now I never hugged a girl during the relationship, so
pretty
like
respectful.
I dapped you up, but still like I was crazy because I was like, fuck,
Dude, that.
do not.
Oh my god, I bumped into so many people there. Like it wasn't even fucking funny. So getting into you, I was like, what the fuck? Like this kermesse shit is not for me no more.
We gotta stay out of Horizon, stay out of
I was
Horizon.
dead ass. I was like, I'm not going outside my house no more. I'm locked in. No. Nah, guys, that was very fucking crazy because we haven't talked to each other for years, and then that random like link up was like low key the start of everything
Mhm.
with our friendship. That kind of restarted us again after we had stopped talking for years.
Yeah. Yeah, we started talking after the breakup again. We became really good friends.
Built a lot of fucking crazy ass stories his senior year. That was
A lot. Way
like,
too many. You remember the day when we all hung out before school and
did we
we
all show up late still?
every single day. Every single
No, there
day
was
for the
not
last
one
two
day.
months of school we showed up late.
Okay, first it was on me because I always texting him like, bro, I want to get Dutch Bros. Like, let's go slide. He'd be like, really? And he would lie saying he didn't want to take me, but after he'd pick me up, that's where it would be. Dutch Bros. Every fucking morning, picking up the whole group, then sparking up.
Mhm.
That was
Let me
daily
tell you guys
routine.
about a really funny story, right? So it was on a Friday, and we were from Horizon. We used to have this thing where we used to be able to get like 25 extra minutes, so we all told our parents we were gonna go for food. I just left my house. I didn't care. And I went to go pick up everybody one by one by one. And once we were like all together, we had two blunts and we started smoking them, right? And we pulled up to the school, all of us reeking like weed.
Bro, like none of us could hide. And I remember we were all laughing, like going over here to the school because who had lost their sweater? Was it
Peter.
Peter? Peter had put it because, okay, guys, this was our genius mind thinking. Okay, we all thought if we took out our backpacks, like our sweaters, whatever the fuck we were wearing, we thought if it was outside of the car and we hotbox, we were gonna be fine. We were gonna be fine. That's literally our mentalities. All of us got off. We all fucking reeked, and I was even more fucked because they all had cologne. I was the only one that was really walking in that bitch reeking. Besides, they smell like cologne and weed.
I tried offering it to her. She was like, "You're gonna scare all the hoes." I'm
Bro,
like, "Bro, you already do scare all the hoes. You're always with me, dog."
stop! Remember for the fattest dude. Okay, so because me and Joe had got really close, like me and my brother kind of found it weird too. Like I had to literally break in jail to my family because they were like kind of with him every time. Like, are you sure you guys aren't talking? But fattest minute ever, y'all. After he got out the breakup, we were supposedly together. Like everyone said we were dating because we were always together. And I was like, that's crazy. Can't even have a
You just
friendship
can't
out
make
here.
friends, bro. You just can't make friends. This world is too judgy.
Nah, no,
But
Horizon's too
let me
judgy.
finish this story. We didn't even finish
Okay,
it.
go continue, continue.
So we get out my car, right? There's Angel back there. There's Peter. There's Andres. And who else? Because it was four people back there.
It was Peter, Andres,
Damien,
Angel, Damien.
Peter, Angel.
No, that was
Yeah.
it. That was all of us in that sesh that time. Because we didn't pick up that
I'll put a
weirdo.
picture right here so we can see how much people were actually
Yo.
in that sesh. And then we walked back into school, right? And the first person that we had to pass is
It's
a
a
motherfucking
principal.
principal. And we're just shitting bricks. Because he always
Bro.
tells us something. He's always like, "You guys are late again?" But he knew that three of us were seniors. The other two dumbasses were the youngins, right? So we're all walking by. And like he looks at our fucking click automatically, like he's just staring us all down.
Dead ass. I
And
don't
we're
think
just
I've
like,
ever been stared at that
fuck.
much.
And we just kept walking, right? Because we still have like 5 minutes to get to class because of the 25-minute shit.
Hmm.
And as we're walking to the cafeteria, because we all like to poke ass, we see three fucking girls, and I'm just like, fuck, this is not about to go good. And then I see this motherfucker be so egotistic, just stare her down. I'm like, motherfucker, shut the fuck up. We do not
Guys,
need this.
the attitude of mine was just, especially Zuri, I'm just a chill girl, but nonchalant at the same time.
I was like, no, no, don't think about
Bro,
it. Don't fucking think
that
about it.
mad dog stare was ready to just jump out me, for real. If it wasn't for him, guys, would probably haven't been in Cosmo no more. That would have been my first strikeout.
You know who was somebody that I fucking hated hanging out with?
Who?
Diego.
Bro, okay, hear me out, y'all. Hear me out. So going into a random ass group full of guys, okay, because I used to be with like just, well, it was three in total, but it was just me and two other girls. Leaving that group to a fucking group of five is crazy work because like everyone right away just starts like, what the fuck, like that's random as fuck, like what weird. Honestly, that was like probably the most hate I've gotten being in a group, was being with y'all. Because for some reason, everyone assumed that I was at least talking to one of y'all.
That's crazy.
So
But nah, let me get to why I hate Diego, right? This dude, and genuinely, like, after the breakup, was the first dude to try to hit up my ex. Like, after the
I
breakup,
forgot that.
he was the first dude to, like, that she told me about that was like, oh yeah, he tried doing all this and all that. And I was already pressed, right? I was like, that's like your fucking first strike. Like, don't try something even stupider, you know what I mean? And then we go to UTEP because we practice our fucking rehearsals. And like we come back, we were all looking at our backpacks and we're like, yo, where the fuck are our backpacks? Like they were all next to each other.
Mhm.
And we were all fucking pissed. We were like, nah, what the fuck? Where's our shit?
Mhm.
And then we were like, I bet you Diego took them. And then I'm like, that motherfucker better not took them. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm a calm person, like genuinely fucking calm. Like I don't like to resort to anger. But I was already getting pressed, and especially around this time, like that was when I was just crashing out every single day. And just fuck it, we go to the class and we see all of our backpacks and like, yeah, I brought them so that you guys wouldn't have to walk with them. And I'm like, this motherfucker, you're stupid. And then probably like a month later, bro got exposed for texting like a 13-year-old.
Okay, guys. So when I have found out of like, I didn't know that piece, but like when they started telling me shit about him was when they were texting. He was texting a little middle schooler, and I was kind of shocked out. But there was a bunch of moments where like he tried like going to all of us, and he'll be like, "Y'all, like I need this, I need this," but like he made himself look so depressed. But homie was just doing it like it was harsh because I'm really unfiltered sometimes. Like I just say that would be coming out my mouth. Hey, hey, hey! I just saw the side dance, but at that time, like he would come with us randomly, like bro, no one would invite homie, and homie would always do the same way with us, and we'd just be like, what the fuck? Like, and you knew we weren't comfortable because none of us would spark up the way we would normally spark up. It was just all six of us in the car. And I don't know. I've never liked him. And his vibe was just weird. You know, I had bumped into him, and like when my nieces when they were going to middle school, I had bumped into him, and like he wanted to dam me up, dog. I acted like I didn't know homie. I act like I've never associated myself with him.
Nah, I'm telling you, it was weird because he got exposed for texting like this 13-year-old that was like barely an eighth grader. And like the fact that like he was telling this girl that he wanted to do freaky things with her, that he wanted to do all this and that.
That was something
And the
new.
girl was telling him no, you know what I mean? And this man was out here fucking begging a 13-year-old, bro, like, bro, like why you gotta go that low? Okay,
That's
go a year,
another
go
deep.
to, but going to fucking five, like,
Bro, like at least like a freshman, but that was really deep. Like,
oh yeah, you say a freshman because you were dating a senior when you were a freshman. That is still
okay.
fucking wrong, okay?
Okay, in my defense, it was nothing bad. He was actually a pretty sweet guy. I'll give him that. Just wasn't prepared for me to get treated right like that. They got a lot of backflash for that one
Bitches ain't
too.
shit.
Yo bitches ain't shit. I don't know.
Me?
I'm saying yeah,
Me?
yo bitches. No.
Me?
Guys, he doesn't want to accept he took that fat. Like he says he takes that fat L, but he doesn't want to accept that that was the only fat L he's received.
Nah, I accept the fact I took it now.
But
But
now he thinks bitches ain't shit forever, which is not true. That's not the mirror video. We need to have a better mentality on that one.
But like think about it, like I'm close to two girls, right?
Uh
You
huh.
and Sol.
Uh huh.
Every single time you guys tell me stories about you guys, it makes me not even want to trust another girl.
Okay,
Like
guys. No, it's cause look. What you guys don't understand is when we become players is because we've been done wrong too many times. That's when I decided to be like a little player. But right now we got something in the works. But I had to retire the playbook. It does get tiring. I don't recommend the playbook. I don't know how guys keep up with it.
The playbook is hilarious. You guys are insane, bro. I don't even talk to girls, bro.
But if you could, you would have. Well, you could, but you just don't want to put the effort. Low key, because you don't feel like wasting time.
You gotta focus on new things. I mean, you gotta set up goals. You know what I mean? Like growth will come in the journey. Like right now, I gotta focus on making plain and simple something big, where we keep it plain and simple. You know what I mean? Well, it's a badass motto. I love it. But it's because I mean, like I have a goal that like I recently just came up with, probably like 2 days ago. You know, Make a Wish.
Yeah, uh huh.
So at the age of 18 is when you stop getting a wish. So I wasn't allowed to get a wish because I turned 19.
Uh huh.
So like I like really like a month. Like if I would have gotten it a month earlier, I would have gotten a wish. So I want to do this thing from 19 to the age of 21,
Uh
where I want to have a management, somebody that like you could reach out to if you have a story like leukemia, cancer, anything, you know, even hepatitis C, any sexual disease. I want to learn about all that, and I will grant you that wish that you want. All you have to do is come to the podcast and be a guest and tell me about your story. I want to call it the Plain and Simple Foundation, where you come in here, you do something for me, and like I will do anything for you. Like if you want a shopping spree, we'll get that. You want to meet someone famous, I'm sure I can make it happen in between the span of 2 years. Like all I want is to hear people's stories, you know, because sadly when you're 19 or 21, you don't have a lot of people to talk to about when you get sick. You know what I mean? Because you expect it from somebody like 60. But I mean, another thing I want to do is I just I want to create a program for little kids that are the age of like 3 to like 14. Because what I usually see in the hospital has to be some of the saddest shit ever. Like, have you ever seen a kid of 3 years old battling with cancer? Have you been in the same room with a little 2 year old that's just crying nonstop because he's doing chemotherapy?
Okay, then I got a question. Like, when you had to walk in for your first session, like, how did you feel? Like, what was the energy as soon as you walked in? Like,
My first session was I was already hospitalized.
you were already hospitalized? No, okay, well, before they put you, like, to do your first session, like, when you had to get hospitalized, practically, like, what was that feeling going through those halls to go to your room?
So it was at night, so everybody was asleep. But man, it's a pretty crazy feeling because I've always been in the seventh floor of the El Paso Children's Hospital, which is the cancer and yeah, it's a cancer floor. And I've been hospitalized before because of iron deficiency and low white blood cells. My count was never at the level it should have been. And pretty much I used to always say that like, damn, like poor little kids, like they haven't even lived through life and look at me over here being so ungrateful for every little thing. And they're barely at the age of 2 already suffering, you know? Like having to see those little things, I always say like, damn, I wish it could be me. Like if I could take their shoes, like I would. Especially even now that I know like my mentality, like how my body reacts and how like I feel with like this whole situation. If I would have to do it again just for a little kid of that age to not have to do it, I totally would. And like that's coming from me about to finishing one of like the hardest 6 months of my life. Like I'm just one chemo left. Today I did my second to last one, my second to last cycle. Oh no, my last cycle since each cycle has two. So I did it, and now like just looking at it like sucks. I mean, have you ever eaten and just tasted pure metal from a week straight?
No, but I imagine it's shit because you're always talking shit about it.
You gotta understand, I can't eat anything. Everything right now tastes like straight metal.
Guys, you gotta like, okay, because me and him text, but not that much. But like when every time he gets his chemo, like we always text. But he's always complaining about that one thing, and it's so funny to see his ass eat because like he does the weirdest fucking faces as soon as that food hits his tongue. Like it looks like a little kid just ate broccoli and then looks at you like if they want to vomit it up. Like you look like concerned when you eat sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, food isn't that good, but yeah, those are my goals for what I have with this podcast. You know, I wanted to reach big things, big numbers, because I want people's stories to be heard. Because I mean, my story is not even that deep, but I still consider it one of the craziest ones. But I want to get to your story though.
What?
Which one do you want to go first, A or B?
I'll let you pick. You do the spin around for me.
A or B? Okay. We'll pick A.
Okay.
Because I feel like B is gonna come in a lot with A.
Okay. What's your your B question? Or was it the letter?
When was the point that you gave up on your dad?
um. So for a little backstory on my dad, me and my dad have never had like a consistent father-daughter relationship, and I feel like a bunch of you could probably relate because not everyone always has a good, reliable father figure in their picture. But when mine was, I did kind of get close to him again, but it wasn't like close, close. It was because my mom was kind of talking to him, and I was able to talk to him, so it kind of got us together. But where my breaking point was like after losing my mom and I guess knowing that he was literally like the only person I had as an adult that was blood related towards me was like, okay, I expected a lot from him. And when he like just served me dog shit on a plate and like practically told me like, here, eat it. Like it was like a damn, like fuck. You were supposed to be the one who saved me. You just showed me that I should be able to walk on my own without you. And okay, that gave me my breaking point. And then him moving out of town and like kind of expecting me to go for him so he could show me attention was like where it was like, damn, like I shouldn't need to be physically there for you to care about me. That was really my like that he wasn't a man to me no more. He was just a guy who donated for me to
Yeah.
be here. Literally, that's all I think of him. Like, tell me to do what I do for my brother for this dumbass. No, that he's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, he wasn't the person that he should have been. You know, he didn't step up to his responsibilities in this life.
You
That's
know,
why if you can't take care of a kid, don't even think about
don't
having a
have
kid.
kids. There's protection, y'all. Okay, I know they look adorable. I know the first. He doesn't like them, but I trust. I get it too. Where I'm like, oh my god, it'd be so cute to have one. No, babes. Wait till you find that
Fuck
one.
them kids.
Okay, we say that, but for those who want kids, just wait, y'all. Your time's gonna come. Like, I don't think no one should be in a rush to ever have kids. Kids come when they're expected and needed in life.
Expected and needed in life.
Think about
Maybe.
think about it, cause some people say like, oh, like he was in a mistake, but like it ends up being the kid that teaches them the most lessons out of
It's
life.
because the thing about kids is, I want kids, don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
But it's finding the right person to raise a kid with.
Now that, yeah, that is really hard, cause it's easy to make it, but it's not easy to find the one who's really gonna step up to the plate.
Because, like, I'm not out here trying to, like, have a baby mama, you know what I mean? I'm trying to have a wife, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
Okay,
I'm trying
type.
to have a family. Like,
Mhm.
I want to do it to the point where, like, oh yeah, like I have a happy family. Like yeah, I might be working on the podcast and like I might travel a lot, but I want to bring my family with me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I kind of want to have the coolest house because I want my kids to like know how
Be
Paris
humble.
feels. I want my kids to know like yeah, I went to London at the age of 6. Like I want my kid to be able to flex. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I want people to say yeah, that's daddy money. Like hell yeah, that's daddy money, motherfucker.
He
Like
was like, "Fuck you, stand on that business
like
right
I
there."
didn't get that feeling, so like I want him to get that feeling. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But at the same time, like I also want him to say like, yeah, my mom and dad are here every single time for me. Like they're
Mhm.
supportive of me and they want me to reach my goals. Like I'm gonna make my kid work, but I'm also not gonna make him be a slave. You know,
Yeah.
like of course, like I'll put a lot of things for him on the table, like clothes, food, and a roof. But if he wants something else, he's gonna have to earn that himself. But like I want him to chase his dreams. Like I want him to like become a person that he wants to in the future, become a doctor or something. You know what I mean? Like I want him to become someone just like me. I want to become someone, a voice, someone to help people like understand this world. So
Mhm.
yeah, don't get me wrong. I want kids, but I
Yeah.
want to put the kid in the right situation.
Mhm. Like you wouldn't just randomly do it.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, like there's a reason that like if I talk to girls and I already feel an ick, like I'm like yeah no.
Bro, stop because of him. Like I'm very nitpicky now. Like I would never nitpick until when I started talking to Gilmore. Like I would tell him my guy problems. So of course, when you have a guy best friend, they're gonna know everything. And him, because of him, I'm nitpicky. Like there's certain things I don't like, certain things I do, or if they do it too much, like I'm out. But it is true, being picky on something. There's always a line of self-respect and disrespect you can take.
Love
But
yourself first before you love someone else.
and that is a heavy rodent thing right there. That you should always love yourself. God damn. That shit made me look fucking boo bitch and fucking random.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, my eyes look
Um.
smaller.
Nah, yeah. I mean, now we gotta go to topic B, right?
Okay.
Tell me the story of that day. As much as you want to tell me. You don't have to tell me a lot.
I feel like I could probably tell y'all the story without getting emotional because I think I've accepted it, but on the certain points I really haven't. But by the day he's talking about is the day I lost my mom. And that day was honestly, I could tell y'all, losing a friend, losing anyone that's not really blood related is honestly nothing compared to losing your parents. Cause losing that main character fucking hurts like a bitch. But back to the story. That night she had gone to celebrate, I think it was my sister in law's birthday. They went to celebrate her birthday or something. And everything was nice. They went and had their thing. I was babysitting. Whole family stuff happened. Dropped off the kids, and I went to go pick up my sister in law and my mom because they're the only ones there at the bar. Went to pick them up. Everything was fine. I kind of noticed something was off. So before this, my mom was already sick. She was in the hospital for walking pneumonia, and then she had a fungus in her lung that was never, like, they never could find out what it was. They just said it was a fungus, and she was just in there repeatedly. But they had her in there and she got tired of the way that they treated her. Because honestly, guys, hospitals are not always the best depending on who's working there, too.
You're a fucking ass. No, I'm just playing. I
Literally.
had good nurses.
No, we only had one good nurse the whole time she was in the hospital. But they had took her out of the intensive care and they had like put her in like the regular care. Oh, that's very demure. They had put her in regular care practically, and after that, like, she was just tired of it, so she signed herself out. My mom was not medically ready to be out of the hospital, but she took herself out. And with that, it was really hard because my mom was very hard headed on her medicine and the way she took care of herself. So it was like, ugh. So when I had her, fresh out the hospital, you're not supposed to be drinking, first of all, especially when heavy medicated. It's not the way. That's not the route. Please don't do that if it ever happens to y'all. But I noticed on the way home, I was driving her and her head was like kind of droopy. But like normally while I was in the car with my mom, if I had a certain song she didn't like, she would complain the whole car ride. Like she didn't care if I was annoyed. Girl would probably fight me to change the song. And that time she was just there, and I was like kind of weirded, but I was like maybe like she's just tired. Like I understand her, you know. Got home, got her into the house, kind of argued with her because she didn't want to go to bed, and we were just kind of fighting. And that's why I was like, girl, just go to bed. We have another appointment tomorrow. I used to have a dog at that time, so my door was always closed, and she liked to sleep with her TV on, and she always had it like crazy high ass volumes for some reason. And I know my dog was barking a lot, but I never said anything because I was just like, this bitch just likes to bark, and we lived in an apartment complex, so my window was always cracked open. You could hear people talking, walking into their houses and everything. So that was main thing why I thought she was barking. I knocked out, told her to shut up. We went to sleep comfortably. I woke up because, of course, I had my nail appointment in the morning. So I got up, showered, and then I was like, oh shit, like I haven't heard my mom or anything. And normally when she's hungover, like she'll sleep in a little bit. So I was like, okay, whatever. I went to check her room and I didn't see her there. And I was like, oh, this girl did not just go wandering off. Like, and I don't know where the fuck she just went. And I yelled her name and I didn't hear nothing. And I noticed my dog left my side and I was like, oh, bitch, where'd you go? Like, hello? And I look and happily, because I had two stairs, I see my dog sitting there looking down. And when I looked down, I had a glimpse of my mom. And that first moment was like a, what the fuck? Like, I honestly thought I was dreaming. Like, I literally wanted to hit myself in the head. Like, bitch, wake up. Like, I was dead ass on that urge. But once I kind of, like, screamed, then I noticed she didn't move. Like, I kind of went running down. Like, I was crack at his dawn. Like, I was in shorts, long t-shirt. Like, I looked like a little crackhead. I went down and I saw her and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I shook her and once I picked her up, like, I noticed, like, of course there's blood there. So I was like, shit. My paused and I was just screaming. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was shaking. And you just woke up. So your mind's in, like, shock. And I was just there, like, what the fuck? Like, not her. Because she, like I said, guys, my dad has never been that person in my life. So with her, like, that's my dad, brother, sister, everything to me, grandparent. So when I saw her, I was like, what the fuck? Like, my head, I didn't call the cops first. And I know that was probably wrong because it should have been the first thing that went to my head. But I just wanted family. Like, I kept calling everyone. And what hurt me more is I didn't get a response. And like, of course, because everyone has their own shit, you know, like I can't expect it. But it just felt harsher because I expected my siblings to be the first ones to right away pick up. But they didn't. The ones who did pick up were like family friends that were close to them. Well, not family, but they were friends that we were really close to. And they ended up picking up and they answered. And I was just screaming. Like, I couldn't talk right. I was just yelling into my phone, like saying, like, she's gone, she's gone. Like, no one's here. I'm here by myself. And like, screaming. Like, I think even my dog was kind of just sitting there, like, scratching me from how bad I was yelling. And I have a neighbor that she's like, bien pepota. Like, that girl knew everything about everyone. She heard the screaming and she went and knocked on the door and she opened it and she opened it. She saw my mom's hair underneath the door. So she broke out, like, she, like, froze kind of. And then she was like, vente, mija, like, and I couldn't let go of my mom until the cops got there and they're like, you need to let go of her. Like, come on, we need to sit you here. And they asked me and, like, I couldn't talk to them. Honestly, I was really mad that they were trying to get information on me, like, while they could see. I had no makeup on, guys, at the time, and I have very sensitive skin. So when I freak out, I do get really red. And I just couldn't breathe. I kept trying to talk, and I was just like out of breath, and I felt like shit that whole time, and it was very overstimulating because I was trying to talk to my dad, and like think that time my dad was being a dad because he did fly in right away from Chicago to come over here, but it was very hard to keep stimulation with everyone because like everyone was in shock and no one knew how to comfort me in a way because I was just running around like I didn't stand by the door. They had the front and back door blocked, like they wouldn't let me in, and they just saw me and I was just freaking out the whole time. It just felt like my world ended in one day. Like it felt like the year just flew by to me.
Mhm.
And once they got her, they moved her, they put her in a body bag. They let everyone else see her but me. And they're like, it's because you already had like too much
Trauma.
yeah, like they practically tell me I was overstimulated.
Mhm.
They're like, it's too much, like you already look really red, like you need to relax, because it looked like I was gonna pass out, honestly. And when I got there, I just hugged her like I didn't know what to do. So like after that, getting home over here, because now I live with my brother, getting home was like, this is weird, this is not my house. They're family, but they're not my main character. So like the whole time I was here, like I hated myself because I felt like should have been me instead of her, and then I hated it because I felt like I interrupted a family in a way. So honestly, it just really felt like shit. That honestly, last year, kind of this year too, but I'm learning kind of little by little. It just feels empty. I feel empty now. Like I don't know how to reply to people's emotions sometimes. Like I can have people cry to me, and it's either I cry with you or I just look at you in shock, like because I lost the main person. So it's like fuck. Like I think the one who got a good cry out of me was him when I had found out he had got cancer. That I felt the exact same pain that I felt being there at that day. Yeah, it was just really a breathtaking moment. It was something so like out of the blue, kind of. Like I don't know, I didn't expect that to happen at that time because I felt like everything was just going fine. Like she was just making plans with us. We had just planned our Thanksgiving trip. Like literally never saw that shit coming. It was like a very, I don't know, like really eye opening, very hurtful, but it did show me a lot. It showed me a lot how to stand on my feet and prove to her that I'm still here. You know?
Yeah, and I'm sure she's proud of you seeing like everything you're doing. You know what I mean? Little by little, like we all have our own different paths, and like we all do it at our own steps, as long as we're trying something. You know?
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I mean, I do remember when you told me this story. I'm like, damn, that's deep. You know? Because there's these people that either talk about their story or don't talk about their story, and the way that you said it is like, I know you don't like talking about these types of things. That's why I asked you if you were okay about talking about it. You know?
Mhm.
Because like here, plus like I mean, I try making the podcast as entertaining and bringing the best episode. But
Mhm.
I always ask you guys, is there anything you don't want to talk about in specific?
No,
Cause
like I didn't mind talking about it because like I feel like there is a lot of people that probably not have gone through the exact same way I saw it, but like probably have gone through similar situations and they don't talk about it. And the first time I didn't talk, like no one knew shit about how my mom passed away. Like I just said she passed away. Like there was no why, how. And the only reason why people found out was because the school kind of forced me to say it because they had called me into the office And they asked to call my mom, and I was like, whoa, she's not gonna answer. They're like, why? And I was like, she's not gonna answer you. And they're like, why? And I was like, she's not here anymore. So after that shit broke out, like, honestly, I don't know how the fuck, but everyone found out after that. And I was just like, but, what do you call it?
In every episode, we has somebody call.
Yeah.
I'm not connected to the Bluetooth, by the way. This is not me. I let them connect to Bluetooth because my phone is recording, so this is not me. But it's happened without fail.
Oops, y'all. But, no, with that, it really did catch to me, and, like, it shut down a bunch of my emotions. I really felt like I couldn't be emotionally there for no one. Like, I feel like I was here present, but I wasn't like, I couldn't be someone's safe haven, or I couldn't be like a place for someone to come and cry to because I didn't know how to react to a bunch. And I feel like that's one problem a bunch of people have. Like, when we all go through this, because everyone has their expiration date. It's sad to say it, but we all do. Hey, it's true.
Expiration date is crazy. You could just say everybody has their day.
Oh, expiration date, because we all get a day that we're nothing no more.
You got a good point.
That's true. But with that, a bunch of people hold it in, and honestly, that's one thing I regretted was not crying about her, because, like, I did stuff it so much where I do cry for her, but it's like tears of like fuck, and then it's like, okay, but if she was here physically, I know she would not like me here crying. So I think that's one thing people do need to open up about it, but I feel like it does need to be that one person that they know, like, that can control the emotions, because I think death is like such a strong emotion on people that it can create anger, jealousy, envy. Like, it creates so much, and people don't realize it. I've seen it through my sister-in-law. I saw it through my sister. I saw it through my brother, and I saw it through my other half of my mom's family. And guys, it can just flip anyone's emotions in life in a different way. That's how I saw it.
That is a crazy story to hear, because I mean, just the way that you experienced all of this through, you know what I mean? Like, it's something that, like, a lot of people can't even relate to, or, like, a lot of people, like, don't know about. Like, it's a pain that, like, we, we half of us don't understand, so you opening up about it, like, thank you, you know what I mean? Because, like, there's stories that need to be heard. Sometimes just hearing them, like, helps other people, like, understand certain situations that makes them appreciate their parents. Because I could tell you a lot of people that have their parents, both of them, and don't appreciate them as much.
Actually, speaking of that, guys, I understand we all have moments where we like want to fight our parents because they don't agree with us, and we want to tell them like we're young, like let us do what we want. Trust y'all, the angerments are not because they don't want you doing certain things. It's because they lived it themselves too. So the same way you're learning life is the same way your parent is, because they were never the age they are now. That's one thing I feel like a bunch of people never pay attention to. It's your mom, your dad's first time living life too. They
I
haven't
put that
lived
quote
that.
on your head, you fucker.
No.
I was about to say that you stole it from me bar for bar.
No, I didn't. I haven't found that one. No, but that is something that does stick in my head, and I think about that a lot. And I feel like that's what a lot of people should think about. Don't name call your mom. I get it. Sometimes y'all think it's funny, and for the fucks of it, yes, sometimes it is. But don't pass the level of disrespect, or you're on the phone with people, or you're around people, and you think it's funny to call your mom names. That's not. It's not. That's such a disrespect. I honestly I get up a little bit by people that do that shit. Like, I'm like down, like el falta de respeto that like, is right there. Because they're the ones that bring you into the world. That's what everyone needs to realize. If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be here trying to learn those experiences and live life. Like, that's what a bunch of people need to realize.
Just appreciate your parents for real. Like,
Think about it, the shit you got right now, if they were not here and you were in a foster home on the streets, you wouldn't have shit that you have unless you had a mentality of hustling. That's honestly how I think about it.
even if you don't live with your parents and you fight with them a lot, like something that recently had just happened, Eminem. Oh, his mom passed away.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she passed away like probably like a week and a half ago. And even he himself said it that like, even though we never had the best relationship, even though we never had like the greatest battles, and you could hear it, he made songs talking shit about his mom, how he wanted to kill her and everything. And literally the day that he passed away, he was saying that like he loved her, like he appreciated everything that they did, even all those arguments, like he wished he could take a lot of those words back because no matter what, that was still his mom.
Honestly, like, cause me and my guys, for like a little of intake, but not too much. Like me and my mom always bumped heads somehow. Like if it wasn't like because of family, it was because the way I would answer her, the way she would handle my situations when I would try to vent to her. But yeah, those arguments hurt. Like I said when I was telling y'all the story, I did fight with her a little bit that day, and just that hurt. Holding her hand in that casket and looking at her and like, damn mom, I wish I wasn't fighting with you that night. I wish I would have hugged you and said I loved you. Like that's one thing I'll forever regret as a daughter and like as a person myself that I didn't tell her I love you before anything.
Mhm. That is really deep, you know. That is like that's a lot to open up about. 'Cause a lot of people wouldn't want to talk about that. How does it feel that like living with your brother now?
Honestly, it's a really roller coaster, but thanks to this roller coaster, I feel like I've grown as a character in my life and as a person in bunch of stuff. Like thanks to them, I have like such a mentality that like I want to be someone. Like I want to grow. Like when I was living with my mom, I did want to grow, but it was like I want to grow for me and her. And like here, it's like I want to grow for them, but I want to grow so they can see something and they know they have something to look up to, you know.
Yeah.
And it's mainly like seeing my nieces. Like guys, believe it or not, sometimes yes, little brothers, your nieces are fucking annoying. Trust, I understand. I'm there too, but they're the ones that like they notice everything, and I never believed it until like I had a bunch of stories during the summer where they noticed so much, and I was like, dang, my nieces, I never knew my nieces paid attention to me. And they're the ones that look up to you, even though they probably talk shit to you or anything. Guys, they look up to you for everything. Your actions you do, they pick up on those actions, guys. Believe it or not, everything you do, your little siblings, cousins are probably picking up on them shits. Be careful what you do around them. But now, like, just being with them is something, like, it's brought in so many things to me. Like, I feel, when I was living with my mom, I feel like I didn't have a family, but I did, because they were, like, obligated blood, you know? But living here, I got to meet family that's not mine, practically. So it was, like, my sister-in-law's sisters. It was everyone that was in her little group. So with that, I ended up just, like, learning how to fit in and having my brother be the father figure and show me, like, what a actual dad looks like has actually helped me a lot, honestly, in growing. What did you get out of your book? What you cook?
It's just that the book. I mean, I'm trying to keep it as raw as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you want to talk about?
Mm, let's see, let's see. What was one of your crazy stories your last year of high school?
One of my craziest stories my last year of high school.
You know, I know it's kind of basic because it's kind of barely got fun. Closer to the end of the year.
Yeah, just talk about the end of the year. Cause luckily, when I came back from DAP, I was playing it more careful. You know, I didn't really care about school. Like, I mean, I did. I just cared about passing and like getting out of that building. You know. But there's two funny stories that I will tell you. One was during the middle of the year, and one was at the end. I'll tell you guys the beginning of the year, so you guys could understand why like this story is so fucking stupid. Like stupid, stupid. Like so one day I had lost my keys in school, and like I had a backup already at the house. So like I'm not even tripping about it. I'm just like fuck, like I need a ride home, and I had my ex and her brother. But I'm like, oh wait, my little sisters come to the same school, and it's just two of them. Like they'll give me a ride. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I call them and I'm like, hey, come and pick me up. And while all of this is going on, I have my ex screaming at me in my ear. And she's calling me stupid, this and that for losing the keys. And then I go ask the security guard. And I'm over here like like speed walking, but like cause I don't fucking walk fast. I walk like a fucking normal human fucking being. I'm not running track, you know what I mean? But we're doing all this and then we ask the security guard. It's like, miss, have you seen any keys? She's like, no, mijo, perdóname todo. And then there's my ex passing out in the back, calling me stupid and like saying stupid ass shit. And I'm just like, well, what are you tripping about? Like, I got us a ride already. Like, we're still gonna go home. Like, yeah, I lost my keys. I literally already went to every single class, every gym, we tried every step. Nowhere. Like, what do you want me to tell you, P. Houdini? I went out of my ass or what? Like,
This nigga said with one of my ass. You
like,
can't tell.
cause you gotta understand, she was screaming at me, getting mad at me, because I lost my keys. Like, bro, I have a backup at the house. Like, I'll get that key back. Like,
No.
yeah, pues at that point we were just like, nah, pues let's leave. And she was pissed at me for like 2 whole weeks. And even my sisters make fun of me about it to this day.
2 weeks? That's crazy.
They're like, imagine when somebody gets mad at you when you lose your keys. Like fuck you. Because we were playing the we listen but we don't judge.
Oh hell
And me
no!
and my sisters know a lot about each other. So we were like toasting the fuck out of each other. We were roasting each other.
Uh-huh.
And one of my sisters was like, we listen but we don't judge. Remember when you lost your keys and they were getting mad at you about it? Like fuck you, like
You're like, bitch, don't bring that up. That's crazy.
that was one of my favorite ones at school because like she was making such a tantrum about it while the whole time I had to fucking spray in my house in the cajon. Like
You're like, bitch.
all I would have to do was just wait and wait till I get home, grab that shit, and just come back to the school. You did not need to put these fucking many
Okay,
strings.
wait, so if you were to ever go back, what would you do in that situation if it was to, like, if we were ever able to replay that situation again?
I wouldn't let myself get bitched around that much.
You're like, bitch, up!
Bro, it's because I was way too much of a mandilon and I cared about her opinion. Like, I cared about everything she had to tell me and, like, everything she said went. You know what I mean? That's the type of guy I was. Like, whatever you say, I'll go with, you know? Like, I'm not trying to argue. I'm not trying to have a fight. Like, I'll do whatever you want me to do to avoid every little problem. Yeah, towards the end, I was more like, nah, fuck no, like...
You're like, bitch, calm the fuck down.
Like, now you're stupid. But one of my favorite stories towards the end of the school year, it probably had to be when we were... Which one was it? Oh, okay, I can't remember which one it was. We were in the dance room with the dance teachers at, because towards the end of the year, that's where we were always at, all of us. And one time we were playing Call of Duty, because I had taken my Xbox. And we were all just grinding and hard. We were all just like, hey, fuck it, let's do this shit. And we were playing. Yeah, and eso, pues it was my turn to sit back down and just look at them play. So I'm watching them, and in that I see fucking the security guard walk into the room. And to give you a little bit of background reference, in that room, we were always chiefing it up.
Guys, there was not a moment one of them was underneath that table with that shit charging, waiting for that shit to turn back on.
And like when I look, I turn around and I just see security standing looking at all of us. And I'm like, fuck. And then I look, and there's a dispo under the desk. And I know they weren't charging, but they were all kind of a little bit hidden. And then I'm like, fuck. And then I just hear the security guard say, you guys play Call of Duty? No, we're fucking playing Minecraft. Like, yes, we're playing Call of Duty. I didn't say it like that, right? But we were just out here like, oh shit, we all realized, we're like, yeah, we're playing Call of Duty, mister. What happened? He's like, oh no, nothing. I just came here to check on you guys because the teacher's not here. Like, oh yeah, we're just grinding hard, you know. And he knew we were seniors, so he didn't go fuck. Like the last like 2 or 3 weeks of school, like everybody wasn't in class. We were just roaming around the hallways doing stupid shit. And we were playing Black Ops and we were grinding it. And then this man like looks at all four of us and he's like, yeah, I like to play that shit on my days off too. Like when I go home, I go play. And we're all like shitting bricks, like please don't look down, please don't look down, please don't look down.
Guys, no, that fucking one room holds a lot of memories. I remember, okay, guys, so I used to work at a little spot where you sell beer and liquor, and well, everyone knew somehow magically because it just took one person to bump into me, and all of a sudden everyone knew at the fucking school. And pues Gio knew, so of course when we would go out and we took Angel with us that time, and we had the biggies, so homie knew I could get us biggies and shit. So he had texted me, he's like, hey, like, you think you could buy us a biggie for school? Bro, that shit was so fucking random. Like, I was like, niggas, what? And, like, okay, keep this in mind. I was with them every fucking day. Like, they would even pull me out of class. We would send Angel and who else? Damien. We would send both of them to go pick me up from class, saying that I needed to go to the counselors or something. And in that, dude, I swear I've never seen the cringiest shit of drinking in my entire life until that day. Okay, sorry, Angel, if you ever see this, bro, but that shit was forever a memory that's stuck in my head. Y'all, we all fucking pour shots, right? Nigga, have you ever seen someone pour a biggie in a water bottle? Guys, and then they had a whole ice chest, okay? But where was the biggie? In the fucking car. The whole time. The whole entire day. With this car smelling a little bit like weed with a fucking bottle in the back. And then Gio always had his little cookie jar in here, so it wasn't even better than me. It was like, bro, like, Fuck. And I remember we even went and got McDonald's that day. I think we had just like a girl. It was period week. Guys, I brought my whole fucking closet and I never picked up my closet.
That's that shit.
Yeah, we don't know where those clothes are. He never even gave me my shirt bag. Bro.
That's that shit.
Angel, have you ever got that pink shirt? Nah, you know I keep that one. I actually want my little shirts back. I had a bunch of good tops. I was gonna lend to Angel to look like a girl. No, we had a lot. What is your favorite smoking story? Like out of all your years in high school?
Favorite smoking story out of high school?
Mhm.
Favorite smoking out of high school story? I think my favorites comes a little bit outside of school.
Outside of school?
It's because in school, I mean, it was just, oh, let's go to the restroom, let's go chief it up. Watch, I'll tell you one of each.
Okay.
The school one, it was kind of bland, but it's still pretty cool because I left the high school locker room. It's funny, like the football locker rooms, the new ones, they reeked.
That's not
And
demure.
the coach got mad at all the players because they're like, who fuck smoking weed in my locker room? And nobody stepped up, and then there was me and three other motherfuckers in the locker room always getting high as fuck. But the funny story about this day was where I got my nickname by some of the youngins called Easy Boy. Because I was always in there chiefing it up, and then they walked in and they're like, yo, like they saw me and they got all scared. They're like, yo, like my bad, we'll leave. And I was like, I honestly don't give a fuck if you guys are in here.
And then?
just stay in that little room in the corner of the back. And like, I started smelling it. I could smell the weed. Because you know when you're a pothead, you smell that shit,
your nose hair tingles.
You're like,
Like,
spider sense.
I'm gone. I do the same shit with my brother. I'm like, you smoking in the house, huh? God bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Look,
Nah. And I smell them and then I go up to them and I open the door. I'm like, what is that? Like, let me see that shit. Okay, our pockets, I scared them, right?
Oh.
And then I'm like, nah, fucking much, let me hit it though.
No!
And they're like, for real, you're not gonna turn the scene? I'm like,
nigga, do I look like
I look like I'm gonna turn you in. Like, I was like,
oh,
sick as shit, let me hit yours, bro.
Sick a little hit.
And yeah, but we sucked it out. We all hit each other. We all got high as fuck. And then, like, the next day, one of my homies was in football. He was like, were you smoking in the locker room yesterday? I was like, no. He's like, it's because the coach said that it smelled a lot like weed. And, like, he was trying to find who it was. And he wants to blame it on you guys. I'm like, well, thank you for telling me that shit. I'm about to go hide this fucking dispo in the car.
You're like, I'm about to leave this bitch in the whip.
Yeah, because the story finishes. But one of my favorite smoking stories has to be how I first started smoking.
How did you
Actually, nah, I'll save that one for when I have my brothers on the pod.
Yeah, that one has to be a sibling. You should do a sibling pod. That would be so cute. I feel like y'all would have a bunch of stupid stories together.
We will. I want to do my dad, I want to do my brothers, and I want to do my sister. Shout out to all of them because they got all mad at me because I said shout out to a bunch of people. But okay, yes, guys, I do a shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys for everything.
He redeemed himself,
you guys don't have to press me anymore, okay? I'm sorry that I said the whole fucking
No, I'll fight with him, y'all. We'll fight out together.
But I mean, probably another story had to be which one? Oh, okay. I have this close friend that I'm about to bring on the pod. But we used to be the Three Musketeers. It was me, Juan, and Brian. And all three of us used to always, like, roll deep. And we hate when people call themselves potheads, but they only smoke wax. Like, boy, it's in the name, pot, okay? Clearly, pot, okay? You're not a pothead if you only smoke weed. Like, no. If you smoke weed, you're a pothead. But if you smoke wax...
That's so knockoff pothead for y'all.
You watch too much Fulcrum. But... no. But this story, we were at the park, and we were chiefing it up. And we used to have this thing where we had this, like, 13-centimeter bong. So we would get high as fuck. We would have bowls and blunts in rotation. And we would have this thing where, like, you can't tap out unless you want to vomit. So, like, the second that you open that door, you gotta open it and get the fuck out of the car, and you can't walk back in.
Stop,
and
I think I can relate to you on
everybody
this
else in the car walks out. Like, you can't walk out until everybody else walks out. And then we always had a plate of chips in the middle.
A plate of chips is crazy word.
And we were crazy because this car was boxed. Like, the car was boxed. It was like a... Yeah, I actually forgot what type of car it was. But it's a small car. It's like a Nissan, you know? Like, just think about any small car.
Box, yeah.
So we were just chiefing it up. And all three of us looked so gone. We like none of us want to tap out, but like the blunt, like the fifth blunt was already in rotation, and like everybody just looked at each other. And we were like,
Fuck.
fuck. And luego I was like, Juan, pack another bowl, fuck it. And pues we pack a whole nother fucking bowl, and then in front of a cop, just a cop passes by. This is what we all do. We're like,
Not the stairs.
and all three of us were like, fuck, 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 fuck. And then he pops the turn, and then we all just like put the window down, fucking. We pocket the blunt, we hide the bomb, and then we just start walking to the park. And then the cop pulls up. He does a U at the end of the road and pops back to us. It's like, what are you guys doing? We go, we came to play football.
Oh hell
And he was like, you guys are just playing football? I'm like, yeah, we just got here. It's like, you guys sure? Like, yeah. Is that lying to me? No. You're like, okay. Be careful. I'm gonna come and check up on you guys in a little bit.
It's not to mirror.
That was hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
You see, guys?
We're gonna let it ring. I feel really bad, y'all.
You see, guys?
Gotta let it
You
ring.
guys are on a podcast. Mute your phones.
I will have to. Nah, but thank God he got that noise cancellation because you ain't gonna hear the little buzz that's going on. But
My a little bit not that crazy.
a little
You guys
bit.
won't hear it as loud as we hear it. I'll tell you
Yeah, that shit's vibrating, dude. No, what the fuck type of music is playing? Nah, I think I could kind of compare to this story, but so I don't think it'll be as crazy. I didn't get the cops pulled on me. So I used to be in middle school, guys. I was like a fucking trouble kid, pothead, everything. Like exactly what he said. My bitch ass always had weed. Bitch, I would carry weed on me during school. I don't know how the fuck I never got caught.
Stupid ass idea. Fucking up
Hey,
smoking in. What you gonna be doing smoking weed in school? They don't catch
Bitch,
you.
after sesh? The fuck? After school? Okay, so we used to. I want to say it was 4 or 5 people. Let me remember their names, but it was. I only got to start talking to them like. I don't even know how we started talking. Okay, I think it was because I had one of their dumbasses for a class. So it was Ethan, Angel, Sunny, and Esteban. Dude, I think all of them have matured besides one. Okay, but I used to be a pothead, and they kind of figured it out because I was always around them, and they would always see my eyes like glow and red. So they were like, "Of course, this bitch smokes." So they're like, "Hey, you want to spark up with us like after school?" And I was like, "Random, but I'm down as fuck." Keep in mind, like I was a really like not a lonely, but I didn't like being around a lot of people like that. So when they invited me, I was like, "Okay," type shit. So, hey, 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 okay. But then after that, I went with them and shit. We got there and they introduced me to swing. Okay, we had that good weed, that back then weed where that shit was good and it was for the low too. Where's that sticky weed where you couldn't move your fingers like this? So we're there. They're like, okay, since you're new, you gotta take that first hit. And I was like, oh shit, y'all. Like this is the first time I'm testing my lungs with other people, you know. I took the first rip. They told me, hold that bitch in, hold that bitch in. Guys, I was fucking. You know how bad I wanted to cough? You know that cough that you want to fucking like until you're done, bro. I was crying, dude. I almost wanted to cry sitting in there. They got me so high. They told me so many stories, bro. You know how I felt? I felt like I couldn't move an inch of my body the whole time we were sitting there. Like I was just like this on the chair, like I couldn't move. And one of the homies like slanted himself like that onto me, and I was like, bro, get off me. It feels weird. Like, I even pushed him off. I was like, bro. He's like, what? And I was like, no, nigga. Like, my body, I felt everything, like, 10 times, like, feeling. Like, I felt like I was a fucking buzz for the minute. And I even had, like, someone was, like, tapping their foot, like, harsh. And when they were doing it, like, I felt the vibrations of the fucking buzz. And then I was like, bro, I'm thirsty. Like, pass me some water, dog. Bro, they fucking say, go into the mini fridge. I go in, it's a fucking gallon of supposed tea, and it's fucking purple. Tell me why they were like, drink it, but whatever happens to you, we don't know. Bitch, what? And I had to walk home. So this was before my mom, I bet my mom did know I smoked.
No, our parents know. They know.
Because she had told me once, we were on the phone, and she was like, are you high? A little bit, mom. Can you bring me food after work? She never drug tested me, but she was really pissed that I did tell her. But no, y'all, so I had to ended up walking home Walking home, y'all, that shit was so scary. Walking to my crib, bro. Like, I deadass thought I was gonna faint walking home. I was like, bro, why the fuck does the sky look extra bright right now? Why can't I only see the road? I was like, no. I got home, y'all. You want me to tell you what I munched that on? Doritos and sweet cream cheese, bitch. Strawberries, cream cheese. And I ate that shit. My mom came and I had the bag of chips and the cream cheese like this. And I was knocked the fuck out. Like, I did not wake up. And she, like, busted open my door. And she's like, why the fuck are you in bed? And I was like, I don't know. I'm tired. And then she was like, oh, well, get the fuck up. That was my crazy story. I'm surprised I didn't throw up. I greened out here at the school, though. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, I have a bunch of crazier stories, but those are what stories I want to talk about with those people. I'm telling you, the next podcast is gonna be one of my favorite ones. I'll tell you, I say almost all of them are gonna be one of my favorite ones, but like, damn.
It's
So I'm
because
excited for
I
this
feel like
one.
you've been around with everyone. So, like, you have, like, exciting stories about all of us. Because I feel like mine and yours started late. So I caught you, like, when you were already done with high school. And, like, you caught me when I was already tired of having my crazy stories. You get me? Because, like, yeah, he called me, like, yeah, like, already at my, I want to chill and just be here. Because when I was greening up, bro, when I greened out, I think I took an edible from a random ass person that was selling them there at the school. Yo, okay, before we got this new principal and shit, when it was Miss Acosta, bro, we had people selling fucking Eddies at school. Full ass edibles. I was able to give me a good two, and I was like, come on, I know how to smoke, dog. This shit ain't nothing to me, right? Bitch, I lied. I ate both the fucking. They were little Christmas trees, okay, bitch? Christmas trees. I ate both of them, and the guy that I was talking to at the time, he was like, yo, like, I don't know. Like, my homie sometimes scares me on shit he puts in them bitches. Like, are you sure you're gonna eat both of them? I was like, yo, fucking, like, what is it gonna do to me, you know? And after that, yeah, I chilled. I sparked up with the dispo, and I was just there smoking. And then that, like, I was chilling, got through the 8th period. Couldn't move again. I was like this on the floor, y'all. Like, I was like that on the floor, and the teacher even got concerned. Oh, fuck, I dropped the little light.
She's ruining my setup.
Guys, that's not Demir. He didn't charge these when I got here. That was on him. Look, even the other one died. That was
That
all
was my
him.
fault. That was my fault. I charged everything else. I charged the mic, the mask, I put new
Not the
batteries.
lights.
But
But
I don't
that
know
that
my
one
lights.
that one was on me. Y'all. I did drop the shit. But I was like that on the floor, bro. I remember Genesis and Ethan had carried me out of that class. And I remember, like, I had to force myself to drink water. I got home with the guy that I was talking to. I immediately, like, he bought me food and shit. And I had to let my feel like shit because the hi-hat went down already. Guys, I went and threw up so fucking much. Like, I felt like I even threw up my soul.
It's crazy. That
No.
is actually crazy.
That was actually my first time. No. That was my second time greening out.
Alright.
Okay, I think we're gonna probably have to end the podcast because we both saw that text.
Yeah. Yeah, I was already gonna end it too, though. I usually like to make them an hour deep. So I'm probably gonna edit this part out. But alright, guys, thank you guys for watching Plain and Simple, where we keep it plain and simple. I appreciate you guys for checking out. I appreciate all the love you guys have been giving it. We got almost 40 subs. We average like 250 viewers per podcast. For this to be the first week, it's pretty good. So thank you guys. Keep watching it. I have some crazier episodes coming up. This and the next episode might be a little bit sad. I'm gonna try to keep them sad but happy, you know. And then after this week, I got some crazy ones coming up too. Some crazy stories.
You gotta do some vlogs too. I'm gonna try to get him into doing like more shit than the podcast, guys. I want him to
I'll look
expand a
into
lot.
it. I'll look into it. But thank